In this video, we're going to do a basic overview of creating a web page using Elementor. Now, building a page with Elementor can be broken into three main areas: sections, columns, and widgets. Okay? So first off, we'll start by creating a section, and we'll just use the little plus icon here to add a new section. And then it'll give us an option of selecting our structure for that section. So as you can see, the structure is going to be the columns. So you've got a variety of different options here. So for our first section, we're just going to create one big column. So we'll just click on that one. Okay. And now you'll see in blue, we have a section. Then inside that section, in grey dots, is our column. Okay. And then we can add widgets to our column. Okay, so if we click on our little menu bar back here, we can come back to our global settings. If we click inside our column, you'll see that we've got lots of different basic widgets that we can put in here. And if we scroll down the list, there's all sorts to do all sorts of different things. We'll just look at some of the basic ones for now. And feel free to get in and practice and do all sorts of bits and pieces with it, just to get used to the idea of using it. Okay, so in our first column here, we might start off with a heading. So we'll just grab that, drag it over to where the plus is. And you'll see it light up in blue, and we can just drop that. So we've added a heading text. Now over here on our left-hand side, we can do edits to that particular widget. So in our case, we can change the text. Or alternatively, we can click inside the widget on the screen and change the text in there. Okay. Now we can do a few other things here in the content section. We can change to a different type of heading. We could turn it into a hyperlink, so have it linked to another page or another piece of content. We can change our alignment. So there's some of the things we can do in content. Then we can also select style. And here we can do things like change the text color. We can change our typography. So what sort of font we're going to use. Change the size of our font. and all the other options that you can normally modify in CSS. So we can make it bold, by changing the weight. We can do a transform, do any of those options. We can change our style. We can do all the standard sort of CSS options. Modify our line height, our letter spacing, all using this style tag here, typography. We can also add special effects like text shadowing. And of course, we've got a multitude of different ways to change that around. And we can modify the blend modes for those shadows. And then we've also got the advanced tag, and this is generally for more advanced options that you might want to be able to play with. And that covers things like your margins, your paddings, your Z-index, which is your layers. But you can also play around, depending on what widget you've used. There might be some animations you can add. So we can do a default fade in. We can change the duration of that. We can add delays to it. And various other special options. These will all change depending on the widget, of course. But I do encourage you to get in there and have a bit of a play around with it. Okay. So the main takeaway here is that your page is made up of sections. And in those sections, you have columns. And in those columns, you have widgets.